a long, long time ago, back before the Civil War, when the frontier was unknown. The American states, all 13, had long achieved the right to be a nation all on their own. But you see, they did their best and turned attention to the West. The people, they believed in manifest destiny. There were wars which caused much pain within the lands were claimed by Spain, and lives were lost but land was gained in the American campaign. So here's a cheer for the Western frontier. Hail the hero and the pioneer. The frontier moves and the people cheer that someday we'll own this land here. That someday we'll own this land here. At the start of the 19th century, there was a major beaver fur industry which drove expansion west. Now, even when the trade dried up in California, gold was struck and everyone wanted their share. So, in the search of hallowed gold, population increased by 20-fold, up to 200k, and they didn't go away. So when the gold dried up, the rush was through, thousands of men with naught to do. So to try and make a few, they moved further into the West. So here's a cheer for the Western frontier. Hail the heroes and the pioneers. The frontier moved and the people would cheer that someday we'd own this land here. That someday we'd own this land here. Now they went to war with the savage tribes and claimed their lands as their prize, and always kept looking on for more. Jefferson believed in the Western purpose and managed the Louisiana Purchase, more than doubling the lands of the state. And when Texas split from Mexico and welcomed their land into our own, when the frontier was formed, a visible line where the world adjourned, settlers armed with the American dream moved west to the place where it seemed there were riches beyond compare on the American frontier. So here's a cheer for the Western frontier. Hail the heroes and the pioneers. Now the frontier moved and the people would cheer that someday we'd own this land here. That someday we'd own this land here. The clang of iron, the burning coal, the West was made more industrial as the great railroads began. So come on, land was gained to stretch almost 2,000 miles from coast to coast to spark the mass trade of goods and ideas. And as the UP pushed inland, the industrial ears and communication brought it closer. The settlers came in faster, and when they tried to farm the fields, they drained the soil and caused bad yields, and moved on to find better fields towards further the west. So here's a cheer for the western frontier. Hail the heroes and the pioneers. As the frontier moved and the people would cheer that someday we'd own this land here. That someday we'd own this land here. Now the US Census of 1890 showed the nation that the mighty frontier was all but gone. It entered the public sentiment that there was no clear line of settlement as the last stage joined the Union. So the West was won, but at what cost? The land was gained, but the dream was lost. The genre still lives on, a memory of an age long gone. The manifest destiny had come, and the US moved out of isolation, paving the way for the world to come. The day the frontier died. So here's a cheer for the western frontier. Hail the hero and the pioneer. As the frontier moved and the people would cheer that someday we'd own this land here. That someday we'd own this land here. So here's a cheer for the western frontier. Hail the hero and the pioneer. As the frontier moved and the people would cheer that someday we'd own this land here.